Greetings to the whole world, saints. This is Lwandile here, the leader and the instructor of Manikwa School. Today we're actually going to be doing exercise 2.17 from this textbook here. And we'll be doing it from student C's perspective. Just so you know, we will only be having two solutions on this problem. Why? It's a pretty straightforward problem. I think two would do it. So let's jump on to the question again. So the question says, how cold is it? Okay, outside. The temperature alone is not enough to provide the answer. Other factors including wind speed, relative humidity, and sunshine plays important roles in determining coldness outside. In 2001, the National Weather Service implemented the new wind chill temperature to measure the coldness using temperature and wind speed. The formula is that, so where TA is the outside temperature measured in degrees Fahrenheit and V is the speed measured in miles per hour. So TWC is the wind chill temperature. The formula cannot be used for wind speed below 2 mph or temperatures below 58 degrees Fahrenheit or above 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. Write a program that prompts the user to enter a temperature between minus 58 and 41 and a wind speed greater than or equals to 2 and displays the wind chill temperature. Okay, you use that to compute, you use method power to compute V to the exponent of 0.16. So here's a sample run. Now let's try to give a solution from student C's perspective, which happens to be the smartest among the three, by the way. Okay. It has been a long day since I've been making videos. I can tell I'm a bit exhausted now. Okay, what I want to do is go 16.2, 17, C, and then check this checkbox. Okay. Another crucial thing, you guys, this is the site that you've gotta visit to get your own copy if you haven't yet. You see, even if maybe you are registered, even if you are a registered college student and you have your own hard copy of some Java textbook, that doesn't stop you from downloading this PDF and then having both your hard copy and this PDF. You do exercises on this PDF in case you want to compare your knowledge, not necessarily with mine, but I mean, you can put it like that, but I don't want it sounds a bit competitive by saying that. I don't want you to think I'm competing with you or you competing with me. What I'm trying to say here is have both your hard copy and this PDF here. But if you wanna follow this channel well, you're gonna have to go through those exercises on the PDF that you would have downloaded from this site here. Right. Okay, so that's pretty much it, you guys. It's time to give our final solution from student C. So basically, student C noticed that student A overused variables. So that's the main problem with student A's solution. There were a bunch of variables and you don't want to do that. You see, try to avoid variables if you can. because as we all know that our program, they actually reside on our RAM. So the more you have a bunch of variables, the less your application, so to speak, might be, right? Okay. However, with modern CPUs, you might get away with having a bunch of variables, but it's always good to know, like, the roots. You see, you gotta know the details. You gotta be into details. That's one thing I've learned from the former president of United States. I can't even remember that guy's name, but he's white, huge. Anyways, okay, we gotta have a scanner and then prompt a user do input system.out.print. We gotta prompt the user to input temperature. Okay, so simply go enter the temperature, enter the temperature in Fahrenheit between minus 56, 50, is it 56? No, it's 58. F for Fahrenheit and 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, once we display this, it's time to capture a temperature in Fahrenheit. It's actually time to capture user input. And then secondly, we try to read wind speed. Okay, enter the wind speed, and it has got to be some number greater than 2. I've got a question here, you guys, before I proceed. What if a user decides to give us a number less than 2 for the wind speed? What would happen in that case? Or maybe a user gives us a temperature which is actually not in this range. What would happen in that case? And if you think you do know a solution, I would really love to hear from you, because that way this whole channel will be more interactive. And I really think, in fact I know that the more interactive it becomes, the more you guys will learn, or rather gain out of it, because you're gonna see other students commenting on something and pointing out things that you didn't know, which will of course improve your knowledge of Java programming. Okay, again, my question is, what would happen if a user enters something like a number less than something like 1, for instance, for wind speed? I want you guys to let me know what would happen in that case. Okay, or what is it our program should do in that case. Okay, now let's proceed. We gotta store our speed in mph. It's gonna be scanner.next double. Once we're done doing that, we're actually going to have few variables, as I just mentioned before, that student A's solution had a bunch of variables. Or maybe we can do this whole thing in one line. Let's try to do so and see what we get. Let me just go W, which is our wind speed index, wind chill index. It's gonna be 35.74. We add, again, you see these brackets, they play a huge role. Now we're gonna put something here, and then okay, before we do that, let's just do this first. We're gonna put 0.6215, multiply that by temp in far right. However, you're gonna minus math.pow. What do we have for A here? We'll have speed no, what am I doing? What we gotta do is to have 0.6215 multiplied by temp in Fahrenheit minus 35.75. You multiply that by math.pow speed in mph. Okay, that is actually raised to the exponent 0.16. Oh, in fact, I used descriptive variables on this solution. Okay, what else we then do? In fact, let's go to the next line so that we can properly see what we have. And go plus, again, we put everything in brackets. We simply go 0.4275, multiply that by temperature in Fahrenheit. You then multiply that by math.pow, and in place of A, we've gotta put speed in env, and instead in mph, and instead of B, we simply put 0.16 as we did. Okay. Oh, now what? The next part is to actually display system.out.print F. To display your wind chill index. So the wind chill index is since we're using printf, we gotta go percentage. Let's just go 3 point maybe 5 and then go F and then put W here. Note though, we're only using W once, so basically there's absolutely no reason to have W as what is as a variable, right? There's absolutely no need to have this W variable. We can of course do this. Oh, first of all, let's just start by checking whether our solution is working. So we'll put 5.3 and then 6. 5.3 and then we put a 6. We get the exact number we expected. So let's get back to my point. What I was actually trying to say, you see, the idea is you don't want to use variables unnecessarily. Like you see, for instance, in this case, it would have been a good idea to use or to have a variable if we had some lines of code here at the bottom that would want access to whatever we computed here. But since we not have such a code, there's absolutely no need for us to have a variable that will actually hold this expression here. So what you want to do is to go simply put everything inside the brackets. In fact, that's what I prefer doing. It's not like you have to though, but it works well for me. But let me try not to put brackets, but I want you guys to know that it is a good practice to put brackets. But the solution will also work without them. It hits the run button again. Simply put 5.3 and the number 6. Boom, it seems like we got what we expected. However, should have put L instead of double I there. As you guys can see, we have 5.3 and 6. Boom, got what we expected. But again, you guys, I'm still repeating this part. Ask yourself this question: what would happen if a user decides to put some number not in this range, minus 50 and 41, and some number less than equals to less than 2? What would happen in that case? And if you think you do know the answer, or you do have a suggestion, please drop it down in the comments. I promise I am gonna read them through. Like, I'll try the best I can. Of course, there are tons of people watching this and I cannot respond to each and every one of them. However, since I decided to leave my job in order to proceed with this, I'll dedicate all the time I have to you guys, so that I can interact with you, see your comments, see how well you think I'm doing. Of course, that doesn't mean you have to hit the like button even if you think my stuff is not worth it for you. So feel free to give me a thumbs down too. that's pretty much it, you guys. And if you haven't yet subscribed on my channel, please do so and share this video too. That way this channel of mine will grow. So see you on the next tutorial, you guys. I'm gone. Cheers.